Stress, it's a part of your everyday life. From studying for exam to working out, our bodies experience stress. Stress can be a motivator that helps us get stuff done. However, chronic stress can also be harmful. So, will stress be your number one killer? Before we decide that, let's start with the basics. We feel our emotions, both good and bad, because of neurotransmitters in our brain. These neurotransmitters can cause good emotions through dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins. Dopamine is linked to motivation. Serotonin is a feel-good hormone released when we do things like hug someone. Endorphins are our body's natural form of pain relief. We also have neurotransmitters that contribute to us feeling stress, such as adrenaline, epinephrine, and norepinephrine. These all prepare our body to go into fight or flight mode. When cortisol is released into the bloodstream, that is what creates the actual feeling of stress. Stress is processed in the brain in three regions: the hippocampus, which is responsible for coding the memory of a stressful event; the amygdala, which is the fear center of the brain; and the prefrontal cortex, which is involved in higher-order thinking and decision-making. Now let's look at the general difference between acute and chronic stress. So usually, your body should be in homeostasis, an overall state of balance. However, when you encounter a perceived stressor, your body goes into fight or flight mode. This response energizes your body, so you can either confront or run away from the stressor. Acute stress occurs when your body goes back to homeostasis. On the other hand, chronic stress keeps your body in a constant state of fight or flight, which can take a toll on the body over time. With chronic stress, the stress hormone cortisol is secreted over a long period of time. Cortisol is a steroid hormone that can change gene expression in the nucleus, causing different proteins to be made, making the body adapt to the stress. This constant secretion of cortisol from chronic stress makes the body more susceptible to various health issues. Specifically, chronic stress can exacerbate skin conditions such as acne, eczema, and psoriasis. Studies, such as Gleason et al., have found that chronic stress is also linked with fertility issues, especially in women. According to a study by Pfennig et al., 1 in 4 female physicians struggle with infertility, which is linked to the high chronic stress of their occupation. Stress also greatly impacts your immune system. During stress, the body redirects blood and energy away from the immune system. In people who are not stressed, glutamine is synthesized in the skeletal muscle and is released to fuel immune cells. However, under stress, the body prioritizes the flight or fight functions over secondary functions and may not synthesize or release as much glutamine, as the body is redirecting resources to other means. This leads to less energy available for immune cells. In theory, when in physical danger, this gives the body the strength to fight or run away from a dangerous situation. However, this leaves the body more susceptible to viruses and infections. As well, autoimmune diseases can greatly be affected by stress and even work in a cyclical nature with them. Psoriasis is an autoimmune disease mentioned earlier that is linked to stress. According to a study done by Chaudhary et al., chronic stress can instigate psoriasis flare-up. And according to another study done by Rigas et al., there is a correlation between stressful life events and the onset and diagnosis of psoriasis. In addition, the study by Rigas et al. Also found that the physical changes due to psoriasis can cause additional stress because of the uncomfortableness of the disease and the social isolation it could cause. This causes stress and the disease to work in a cyclical manner, where stress can worsen the disease and the disease can cause stress. The brain-gut axis is associated with the enteric nervous system. It regulates digestive processes like swallowing, the release of enzymes to break down food, and categorization of food as nutrients or waste products. Cortisol is a stress hormone that is released by the adrenal glands when we experience stress. High levels of cortisol have a negative effect on the digestive system and can lead to disorders including irritable bowel syndrome and gastroesophageal reflux disease. Individuals can also experience a decrease in the flow of oxygen and blood to the stomach, stomach cramps, and inflammation. The vagus nerve is a part of the parasympathetic nervous system, and it controls both sensory and motor functions in the body. It controls body functions such as your digestion, heart rate, and immune system. The vagus nerve is connected to many of the organs in our body, including the lungs, heart, liver, stomach, and intestines. It communicates information from the gut to the brain using neurotransmitters such as serotonin, glutamate, and gut hormones, all of which play a role in sleep, mood, pain, stress, and hunger. If damaged, there will be an increase of inflammation in the body, low blood pressure, bloating, and poor digestion of food. According to author Yumine Du, simple changes in your diet can help to reduce the stress response throughout your body. But there are some foods and substances that may actually be contributing to stress. These foods and substances include caffeine, alcohol, artificial sweeteners, and stimulants. Caffeine may help increase energy levels, but an excess amount of it can activate the stress axis and increase blood pressure and anxiety. Caffeine and other stimulants can activate the sympathetic nervous system and disrupt sleep. A regular intake of alcohol can lead to a significant disruption of sleep quality as well, which in turn affects mood and ultimately can cause an increase of stress and anxiety. According to Yumine Du, artificial sweeteners have no nutritional value at all and can actually increase bad gut bacteria and therefore negatively affect mood and anxiety. On the bright side, there are foods and substances that can help to reduce stress. These can include omega-3 fatty acids, dietary fibers, and adequate complex carbs. Simply adding seafood and fish rich in omega-3 can have a major impact on reducing stress and anxiety. These foods can lower overall inflammation and cortisol levels during stress. Dietary fibers found in fruits, vegetables, lentils, beans, etc. are found to also decrease inflammation throughout the brain. Complex carbs like whole wheat bread, beans, and lentils cause the brain to produce more serotonin, which boosts mood and has a calming effect on the brain and body. Stress is inevitable, but incorporating healthy stress management practices like meditation, journaling, exercising, a sufficient sleep schedule, and healthy diet can help to reduce overall stress throughout your body.